Mic test 1 2. Mic test 1 2. Mic test 1 2. Mic test 1 2.
Good evening and welcome to Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility for the NPL of New South Wales Women's Round 24 clash between Newcastle Jets and the University of New South Wales. After finally snapping their long losing run last week, the Jets couldn't back it up the week before, the following weekend, going down heavily to the Mount Druitt side. But they've given themselves a fighting chance of remaining in NPL New South Wales, but they need to get any points necessary. Uni New South Wales' defeat on Sunday to the Illawarra Stingrays seriously dented their finals hopes. They've got two more tough away trips in a matter of days, and they played one against Mount Druitt on Wednesday, which they won with 3 minutes to go, with 2 goals in 3 minutes. And then they've got the Jets today. If they can win those games, it will make for an interesting final 2 rounds of the competition. Ashley Borg here, Borgie the broadcaster, Stephen Roberts on camera. The dynamic duo up north. We hope you enjoy all the telecasts that we're going to provide you this evening. It's got so many permutations on it, this match, especially after the Uni New South Wales pinched a point from the jaws of defeat with virtually the last kick of the game in the reserve grade. It was a 4-all draw, and the Jets would have loved those extra 2 points for the club championship, but Uni New South Wales cruelly took those away with a wonderful finish from the Uni New South Wales. The starting lineups for the Jets: Isabella Threlfos, Alexis Collins, Emma Dundas, Emma Bates, Layla Sharp, Nava Crofton, Marnie Duggan, Zoe Karapetis, Chloe Landau and Mackenzie Preston Poole, with a first start this season to Kiva Bray, the multi-sport, multinational junior sports person. Plays for the Sydney Sixers in the women's BBL. I'll read out the Uni New South Wales lineup as soon as I can, as the referee's just about to get set here for round 24 of the best competition for women in New South Wales, NPL New South Wales, as we kick it off with the Jets running from right to left. They're going to need a fast start. And looks like they may have one here from Preston Poole, who drives it in. Collins waiting at the box, and first corner of the game. So Uni New South Wales' lineup: the 4 is Aya Yamahata, 10 Chloe Smith, 11 Marcella Santos, 13 Sonali Singh, 15 Mariam Mostagimi, 16 Sky Kazakia, 22 Angelique Haristadulu, 18 Georgia Plessis, 19 Trudy Camilleri, 21 Sarah Langman, as we got the corner here. I've got one more to read out as that ball goes harmlessly to the A-League Goalkeeper of the Year in season 24-25, Sarah Langman, who won a grand final with the Central Coast Mariners. Just exemplifying what these Newcastle Jets girls have to deal with on a weekly basis, the academy. And the final player in the lineup for Uni New South Wales is the 56, Jasmine Limon. Both got some dynamic benches. Alira Toby's a notable bench player today for Uni New South Wales, a 31-year-old who has played many, many games in the A-League. So this is a huge game for Newcastle. They must win. My calculations, if they can win both their home games, they give themselves every opportunity to at least finish second last and go in the playoff. Otherwise, it is curtains for NPL New South Wales, for these brave young women who turn up every week, outmatched and outgunned, but just give it their all. This is Yamahata. And Smith. Might have been a handball there on Dundas, and it is. Dundas not happy about it, but she's going to have to wear it. So strong lineup tonight for Uni New South Wales, except they are missing Abby Lemon and Annalise Rasmussen, who are away on national duty. I think it's do have a ball issue. It's back on the field. Yamahata to take it. Japanese 28-year-old in the team of the year last year for NPL New South Wales. Drives it into the box. Bates could let her keeper have that one. Throlfo takes it off the Uni New South Wales player there. And will put it into touch for a throw-in. 1 point won't be enough for Newcastle. Uni New South Wales, well, they've got the opposite They're at the opposite end of the draw. They're 5th, and if they get a win tonight, they'll go into 4th and hope that Mount Druitt lose their extra fixture. And they've been prone to some big losses this year, Mount Druitt, if they don't get it right, such as the one they had here against Newcastle, which was a 5-2 thumping. How fortunes have changed since then. They broke a 12-match losing streak, the Jets, 2 weeks ago against Sydney Olympic to give themselves some life. And then they were given a lesson by Mount Druitt, 5-0 last week, where it was a 4-goal lead at halftime. As Landau will play that into touch, Collins will very politely and sportingly give it back to Angelique Aristidou. Camilleri had to play that there. Kasakia played it 1-2 with Santos, back to Kasakia. Aristidou. And the touch has come off the post. And a second save cleared away by Bates. Trudy Camilleri couldn't make it work. Coming in again, Bray's got to come. She spilt it. And the finish has come from Angelique Aristidou. So an error from the goalkeeper. Kiva Bray got the hands up, just couldn't complete the catch. And it's 1-0 to Uni New South Wales in the 5th minute. Angelique Aristidou, 24-year-old former Sydney Olympic and Apia player. It's her 3rd goal for the season. And the worst possible start for Newcastle, especially when they need all 3 points. There's about 3 or 4 really golden opportunities to score. One came off the post, and then the tame ball backing just wasn't caught and needed to be dealt with. And what you're hearing over the back of this ground is the Northern New South Wales elimination. Actually, it's the Northern New South Wales playoff to go into the top league next year between Toronto Awabba and West Wallsend Bluebells, who I had the pleasure of calling 2 years ago on AFL Grand Final Day when my Collingwood Magpies won. I never got to watch them in a grand final. They won 5-4 on a penalty shoot, 5-3 on a penalty shootout that day, the West Wallsend Bluebells, to defeat South Cardiff. It was a huge day at West Wallsend. And I think I was in a scissor lift about another 2 or 3 metres higher than this one. Had a break 2 weeks ago from the scissor lift. And I was very fortunate to be able to call the match from the comfort of my home studio. When you get the best pictures in the house like the ones that Stephen Roberts presents you this evening, makes calling from home very easy. So the Jets have got 85 minutes to repair the damage. The early strike from Angelique Aristidou. Trudy Camilleri couldn't make the finish. As I said, the ball came in very tamely and it just wasn't dealt with. More about Angelique Aristidou. She was a former Western Sydney Wanderer. Well, former Western Sydney Wanderer, then Sydney FC player, now current Western Sydney Wanderer, and she's currently played 79 games in the A-League. And if she's ever scored a goal simpler than the one she tapped in a few minutes ago, I would probably hesitate to find it, I'd suggest. Or I reckon she'd struggle to describe a goal easier scored than the one she got. Here's Collins. This is Marnie Duggan. Duggan against Aristidou. The ball came in, and Sarah Langman with the best goalkeeping hands in Australia. And that is fact. A-League Goalkeeper of the Year, 24-25. Made some crucial saves against the Victory in the A-League Women's Grand Final earlier this season. This is Camilleri going out wide now. I believe this is Santos. Bringing it into Smith. Landau plays it off Limon. Duggan takes it back and back to Bray. Needs to be good with the feet. Nears to Bates. Landau. too heavy on the touch. Sharp. Dundas tried to help out. Got in between her and Camilleri. Trudy Camilleri will take one from range and miss it by a considerable margin, the 34-year-old. Played 13 games this season for 3 goals. Used to be in the A-League. Played for Western Sydney and Sydney. Now plies her trade as an auto body repair and refinish teacher at TAFE. Proof there is life after football. And I read an interview about her during the week. It says ever since I was 15 years old, I've always wanted to play football. And it's a father-daughter tradition for her to be in the trade she's into. So it's wonderful stuff. And she carries a Maltese surname, so gives me a little bit more extra pride in calling her name out as well. Angelica Aristodoulou. Santos went over the top. Smith. Bates cleans it up. As the sun comes right down over the trees, over the back of Mount Sugarloaf now. And we're going to start to get a little bit chilly. Collins. Lovely touch. That was by Kasakia. She'll take it back, Kasakia. Nice little slide rule pass that goes beyond Santos. Perfect opportunity to take the hat off. Duggan tried to play it back to Orlando, played it into trouble. Should be a throw into UNSW. Orlando stunned. Probably the best way I can put her face at the moment. Set my face to stunned, says Chloe. There's absolutely no way she got that one. That was definitely a UNSW throw. Kasakia. Back to Camilleri, who's patrolling the midfield to Yamahata. Ball comes in from the far side. Smith tried to cushion the header. Throlfo plays it out and away. So UNSW setting the tone in the first 10 minutes. Really dominant early. Jets girls just have to continue to hang in. They can't win it like they did 2 weeks ago, 1-0 now. They've got to go 2-1 at an absolute minimum. As Aristodoulou goes for the 1-2. Played her teammate short there, so Landau trying to cut through. Did quite well, but then just didn't have the backup. As Sharp was a little bit slow to react, but she did well there. Preston Poole looking to try and pounce on the error. Kasakia to Limon. Limon square to Aristodoulou. Smith did well. Played herself in trouble, then she got herself out of it, and she played herself back into it again. Camilleri with a nice little pirouette. And Mostagimi gets one of her first touches in defence. Aristodoulou up the middle. Yeah, well defended there by Wallandau. Collins is going to run now. She's got in front of Mariam Mostagimi. She's hurt herself in the process. Collins just needs to keep going here. And she stopped and propped. This is a ball to Crofton. To Dundas, who can bang him from range. Wonderful save from Langman. Follow-up from Duggan. Came across, and that's the first intent here from the Jets as Mariam Mostagimi clutches the face, and it might have been a little bit of contact there with Alexis Collins. And Mariam's not overly happy about it. 23-year-old. Couple of the under-23 supporters still hanging around from the previous game. You don't blame the UNSW under-23 girls for going home straight after the game. It is a good 2-hour trip, 2 hours 15 minutes back to UNSW or thereabouts. So a little bit of a stoppage here while we wait on Mariam Mostagimi. Other games to be played today. Well, we had the Wednesday catch-up. Mount Druitt with 2-1 up in the 87th minute. At home against UNSW with 2 late goals from Georgia Plesos and the winner from Marcella Santos gave UNSW some life in the top 4 race. It was actually Santos's first goal of the season from memory. It was actually might have been the second or third goal of the season. So Santos actually has scored against the Jets last time these two sides played in a 4-1 win to UNSW. So that gave them some life. Yesterday or last night, Northern Tigers 0, Northwestern Sydney Spirit 2. The NPL New South Wales' top goal scorer, Sky Halmarick, with another goal. We saw recently she just signed with Sydney FC. Congratulations to her. She's a superb talent. And Sydney FC will absolutely get the best out of her indeed. Wouldn't have minded her going to the victory just quietly. And an Amy Longhurst own goal gave them a 2-0 win. Other games this evening, Sydney Olympic are playing Apia in a really big match for Sydney Olympic. If they don't win this game and the Jets happen to come from behind to win this one, they'll only be 1 point in front in the club championship, which will be massive with 2 games to go. Manly are taking on Illawarra. Manly win that game, they go to 42 points. Illawarra win the game, they go top if the Bulls FC and Apia both lose or draw. MacArthur versus Bulls FC. MacArthur aren't quite out of the woods yet either. They need to at least draw or win that game to get themselves to absolute safety in the club championship. We also have Western Sydney Wanderers versus Mount Druitt, which Mel Muscat, the Maltese Queen of Commentary, is on board for this afternoon or this evening. And Gladesville versus Sydney University. We do have one catch-up game on Thursday night this week, which is Northern Tigers and Mount Druitt. And I think that completes the set for the Mount Druitt Town Rangers, who had a few catch-up games and who've done quite well to get out of them, although they're not big fans of playing in midweek. They lost the Sapphire Cup to Apia, and they lost on Wednesday to the side that you've got in front of you on the screen here, Union New South Wales. So maybe they'll be dreading having that catch-up match against Northern Tigers, who are deadly. And they've got Hayley Johnson, who's one of the best strikers in NPL New South Wales, last year's NPL Victoria Golden Boot. Taken off the feet there by Chloe Smith, but the referee judged that one to be a foul. There's Emma Dundas now, who's probably going to take some games for the A-League this season for the Jets. Preston pull up against Plessos. Taken off the feet. Here's Collins. Needs to get in between the defenders and did really well to try to. And it was a really good Uni New South Wales sandwich there. Yamahata and Mostagimi doing the business. Throw into the Jets. And that one will be a corner, I'd say. Got our stats man with the iPad right down below us, and he's just plugging in another corner for the Jets there. Good to see him with the beanie on. All rugged up. I need to take a method out of his book as well and get the old beanie out. So corner to Newcastle here. They need the equaliser, and they prefer it to come sooner rather than later. Clearance away. Smith put it back in the mixer unintentionally. Throlfo just sat up for her and it didn't really help her. Karapetis needed to get it out. Bates. Singh taking her on. Back to Karapetis. They're a good combination, those two. They are a good combination considering the amount of goals they do concede. They are very good players. And Willandau really does complete the trio quite nicely. Free kick to Newcastle. So a lot of instructions being screamed out here. Emma Bates, the Raging Cajun from University of Louisiana. With the free kick, Willandau's on the outside. Will they go wide? driven ball should be very easy for Langman. Be too close to the keeper. They're going to need to use a bit of goal to beat this goalkeeper this evening. 30-year-old goalkeeper, and this one's gone over the top to Haristadulu. Smith's in the middle. Karapetis has her covered. Haristadulu, great ball. Camilleri turned in. Bray dived too early and got the recovery save in the end. That was very fortunate for Newcastle. It could have been 2, as Sonali Singh wasn't confident enough with the finish. Jets away now. Preston Poole. Actually, it might have been Dundas. Collins trying to get in between, and Mostagimi did well to give Langman the cover she needed to come out and make the save. Preston Poole needs to cover. That one's gone out of touch. And Georgia Plesos, love to have that one back. You can see Limon and Marcella Santos there in the middle, patrolling things for Uni New South Wales. Assistant referee had a decision to make, and he gave it to Uni New South Wales for the throw. That one's headed out by Sharp. So Layla Sharp, the emerging Jets player of the year last year, the 16-year-old division, or the grade. Is Duggan. Little touch to Willander, who gets past Haristadulu, tries to square it in for Collins, but Mostagimi's covering well. Camilleri with the strong body. Shielded that off to Yamahata. That's a lovely kick there to Santos. Oh, the touch was sublime there, but the Brazilian gets past with ease. Haristadulu can square it up to Smith. Defence need to scatter, need to hurry, and they did well enough to block the shot. Duggan now needs to hit Collins quickly, and does. I think she may be offside though, and the referee on the far side agrees. Marcella Santos, 31-year-old Brazilian, 23 games this season for 6 goals. Scored the winner midweek against Mount Druitt. Led New South Wales University to promotion in 2023, scoring 21 goals and winning the Golden Boot Award for the club. Came to Australia originally to learn English, and then found that football in Australia was pretty good. So she decided to join Uni New South Wales. She's a wonderful story, Marcella Santos. And it's great to have her in the best competition in New South Wales, NPL, NSW. Santos now being pushed out of the way by Crofton. Camilleri now. Trudy, you courage to shoot, does, and it's just over the bar. That was ambitious from Trudy Camilleri. Kiva Bray almost beaten on the line. Landau doing a ton of work, as usual, trying to work her way out of defence. She's done well, Chloe Crofton, and then just undid all the hard work by going all the way back to Bates. But sometimes you've just got to play as you face. Bates given a really cynical foul there from Santos. Free kick Newcastle. Crofton. Another goal. That is, looks like Toronto will wobble with another one. I think that's 2-0. Goodness. That's a home and away leg. My hometown Singleton Strikers played a 0-0 draw yesterday against Valentine FC at Howe Park in the first leg. And that's second last in NPL. Northern New South Wales NPL versus 4th in Northern League One, as Camilleri fluffs her lines, trips over the ball. Zoe Karapetis goes all the way out to Mackenzie. Preston Poole plays it in. Karapetis and Langman. My goodness, she did well off her line. Sarah Langman anticipated it beautifully. that was really dangerous for the Jets. Karapetis, if she'd have gotten around the keeper, would have had an empty net. Camilleri now. Well, she's had about a minute to forget there, Trudy. Stepped on the ball and then put one straight out of play. And the Jets have conspired to give that one back. They give Trudy another opportunity. Thrown to UNSW. Aristidulu to Camilleri. Taken on by Crofton. Collins tried to get past, intercepted. Kazakia. Mostagimi goes back to Langman. And Langman will shoot that one across to Santos, who turns over possession in midfield to Wallandau, who did really well to get out of trouble. Wants Preston Poole to move, and Preston Poole was stationary. Was the right idea from Chloe Wallandau. Santos now with a touch to get away from her. She's got to track back. Ball up the middle. Karapetis did well in defence, but then turned it back over to Limon. And Kazakia goes back to Yamahata. I think this is Sonali Singh. It's actually Georgia Plesos, 27-year-old with 15 games and 3 goals. Former Sydney and Western Sydney Wanderer in the A-League. Wonder if you've got your bingo card out to say how many former A-League players are in this squad. It's an amazing setup. Leah Puxty was someone I was really looking forward to this afternoon, to watching, and I'm sure people who live in the Newcastle area would have been looking forward to seeing her too. The Academy player and A-League Grand Final winner, who used to play for the Newcastle Jets and for the Adamstown Rosebuds. So see a free kick here to UNSW. Taken from the far side of the field. Driven, Bray held it really well that time and needed to. Got rid of the jitters. Orlando over the top. Collins wasn't ready, but she'll get the scrap. Good ball to Dundas. The touch was good. Almost got it to Collins. She works so hard, Alexis Collins, off the ball and doesn't get a lot of luck. And in numerical order, 15 to 16, they go across to Yamahata in the 4. That looks like it's been touched off a Newcastle Jets defender here. Referee says no, it'll be a goal kick. 26 minutes gone in the contest here. Round 24 of the New South Wales NPL. We've got 2 rounds to go after this one. The score at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility is Newcastle Jets 0, UNSW 1. A 5th-minute goal to Angelica Ristadulu. Can't believe that wasn't a foul, but referee says play it. Collins could have gone over the top to Preston Poole, but tried to play it herself. And Limon will restrict the damage. And here's the goal scorer, Aristidulu, with a sublime pass to Mostagini. Did well to touch that on to Santos, to Smith, who could go across to Aristidulu, who's been in everything so far. Back to the Brazilian in Santos. Out for a corner to UNSW. Gee, a second goal will make things tough for the Jets here. They've worked hard. They've done quite well in midfield since the goal. Aristidulu to take it. It's a low ball and met well by Santos, who, if they had a stadium here at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility, probably put in at about row H or I. Possibly J, just for kicks. Dundas, 3-on-1, needs to get rid of it. How she dragged that past 2 players then was unbelievable. And she's cranky. And she's going to get a yellow ticket. She is really cranky, Emma Dundas. I don't blame her. She was borderline fouled in the box 2 minutes ago. And then that one, which was a little bit less, received a foul. And she's been called over again here, is she? She doesn't want to talk her way into a red card. She's already talked herself into a yellow ticket. Trudy Camilleri, 3 goals this season. Last goal round 21 versus Sydney Uni. This one will make the Jets run a tough mountain to climb as she drives it in. Bray did well. That bounced right in front of her. They're tough to save. Composure was needed, and she did the job. Poor ball, Limon cut it out. Sharp, and it's just bouncing around everywhere. Dundas just needs a bit of a break at the moment. Young Emma. She's doing well. Good touch, Collins. Slid in Yamahata. And that looks a foul. Running away from the scene of the crime there, Isabella Threlfo. Emma Dundas is getting in the ref's ear, and they all know what it means to them, I'm sure. The Newcastle Jets Academy girls, they all know what it means to them. A loss today, and you would almost say it's over for them for the NPL New South Wales. And they would know that, and I'm sure Sam Griffin knows it. They're a hard-working bunch, but this is a tough competition. Yamahata with the free kick. That was a really intelligent touchdown to Trudy Camilleri. Opened it up here. Sharp needs to go to Preston Poole if this gets past. Preston Poole starting from the back, probably needs to play from front on. She's trying to sneak around the back of the defender, but at the moment the defence is onto it. Harista Dulu in a ton of space out wide, and she's going to pick it up. Into Kasakia. Across to Camilleri. This is good build-up play here from Uni New South Wales. The students trying to double up. Preston Poole got in front of Plesos. And the speed of Preston Poole's going to take her away. That ball was just short. And this touch is important. She needed to go straight away to Collins, who was on. Preston Poole now is in a one-on-one against Langman. Goes around. That could be a penalty. And the referee says no. Good decision. I think she might have got a little bit of stage fright there, Mackenzie Preston Poole, as she got near the keeper. Sarah Langman was beaten. And a last-ditch tackle at the back there from Uni New South Wales saves the day. That could have been 1-1 very easily in the 31st minute. I thought Preston Poole's chance to release Collins was gone, and then she saw the heavens open up, really, the pathway. It's almost like the parting of the waters. And she went through and almost took her opportunity. Camilleri here against Throlfo, and you get a sense that Trudy Camilleri is a bit of a hard nut. Throlfo's one of those as well for the Jets, so that would be a wonderful contest. Player on the deck here for Uni New South Wales. Just going to try and ascertain who that is. Don't use the binoculars too often up here in the old scissor lift, but... And the trainers, I probably got a better view of the trainers' derriere than I do of the player, so the binoculars will go straight back down. Thank you very much. Second major stoppage, really, of this half. Looks really sore. I think it's Sky Kazakia. It is the 16, Sky Kazakia. 1 goal this season. She scored against the Northern Tigers in round 13, the 23-year-old. And she's a former Bankstown Lion in League One. Great acquisition. They did some great recruiting, the UNSW side. They recruit a lot of their players from Bankstown, and also the Mariners A-League set up this year. It's been a really good second half of the year for Uni New South Wales. I believe they were sitting in the bottom half of the table at the halfway point. Got themselves to a level now where they're almost looking at finals. Collins' turn was sublime, and then that slide rule pass. And Kazakia gets up off the deck. Preston Poole tried to bring one in. Langman's going to swallow that and does well to claim. Hope you're enjoying all the action on the YouTube page. Football New South Wales is where it's at. You can stream live and exclusive men's and women's NPL New South Wales matches including selected match of the rounds from League One, men's and women's, right here on the Football New South Wales page. Ashley Borg and Stephen Roberts here at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. We're at the 33-minute mark, just ticked over. It is 1-0 Uni New South Wales, and there looks like the goal to West Wells End for anyone that's interested in the Northern New South Wales NPL. I think it's 2-1 to the Bluebells. There you go. That's going to be a really great second leg. The Bluebells are at home in this one, so it will go all the way back to Toronto or Wabba for the away leg. Bates to Orlando, trusty combination. Haristadulu pushed up and thought it might have caught a bit of a toe there from Santos. Haristadulu's ball is delicious, but Chloe Smith couldn't get on the end of it, and Bray did well. Quick release to Threlfo. Preston Pulu's getting a little more lively. Camilleri, the midfield general for Uni New South Wales. Mostagimi. Santos out to Haristadulu, the goal scorer. Look at the silky skills from Angelique. And it's turned over there by Kasakia. Dundas has had more collisions than a NASCAR safety car, I reckon. She's been in the wars in this match. They're really clattering into Emma Dundas every opportunity they get. They know how good she is. Bates has acreage out here on the near side. Collins playing for it in the middle. Haristadulu saw the danger and cut it. Santos. Smith. And it's out to Haristadulu. And Duggan cuts it off. Dundas needs to release. The old junior coaching, play the way you face. He played backwards. Karapetis is going to get a touch in the back half with a little bit of time. Threlfo tries to go around Singh and doesn't. That one carries out of play. Be good to see the shot count, because Jets have had a couple now and they've got themselves back into the game. They had a golden chance in the 31st minute with Mackenzie Preston Poole, who was one-on-one. Foul there on Aya Yamahata. And she won't be screaming Aya, she'll be screaming Awi, I'd say. That was a hard foul. They need to do something about Angelique Haristadulu, the Newcastle Jets. She's playing a wonderful game out on the wing so far. Right wing back, probably right wing. She's been sublime so far. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch. Throwing UNSW. That's Preston Poole who plays that off Singh for another throw. Plenty of time to get the 2 goals, but they've just the question really is, where are they getting them from? Great job by the assistant referee there. Picked that up on one bounce, one-hander, whilst trying to watch the match at the same time over the other end and then throwing it back in the same action. That was some sort of skill. Langman with the ball at her feet. Angelique Haristadulu's the target. Got it there, but it's come off a Jets player. That was dug into Crofton. This is Preston Poole coming in off the wing, going around Yamahata. Ball over the top. That could go in. It's off the bar. Duggan! Oh, my goodness. What a save, Sarah Langman. That has got to be one of the stops of the year. That was driven so hard from Marnie Duggan. And that is why she's the A-League's best, ladies and gentlemen. What a stop. That should have been 1-1. Marnie Duggan did everything she could. It came off the bar from Mackenzie Preston Poole. And the save was just outstanding. She rode it so well, took the cushion off the shot and managed to keep it behind the line or in front of the line. Wow, what a goalkeeper. You've got to watch that one back, Sarah, and put that on your Huddle highlight reel. That it was brilliant. Referee's got Marcella Santos, who's caught one in the head here. I don't know if it was the ball or was a head clash. That was just, I am still amazed by how Sarah Langman saved that. It was hit at her, but it was hit at her with absolute force. Some form of violence. And she managed to keep it out. That should have been 1-1. Will the Jets rue that? Bates now. Landau needs a bit more pace to get back to Bray. Just having a quick look at Chloe Landau. You can just see she's frustrated. Oh, here's a go. Collins is going to be one-on-one with Langdon. Should be finished. And it's finished. And it's a goal. Alexis Collins equalises. The Newcastle Jets with one of the cheekiest chips you'll see all year. 39 minutes gone. And it's 1-1 here at Lake Macquarie. The Jets have some life in the season still. Beautiful chip from Alexis Collins. She got the one-on-one she needed. Saw Langman come off the line, chipped it earlier, came off the crossbar, and it was clearly over the line. Great decision from the assistant referee. That was a marvellous goal from Alexis. And that brings the Jets back in the game. Pretty sure it was Bates who delivered the pass. Wow, here we go. There should have been 1-1 earlier, but it is now. Smith in the middle. Gee, it's a tantalising ball. I'm pretty sure it's Plesos that's doing it. She's got some wicked left foot crosses. We're back at parity here at Lake Macquarie. Remembering the Jets need to win. So do UNSW. UNSW win. And they're in the finals with 2 rounds to go, pending Mount Druitt playing against the Northern Tigers on Thursday. And given Mount Druitt's midweek form, UNSW would fancy that one. Collins. Yamahata. A little bit more tight on that one. That should have been a foul. Referee put the whistle to his mouth. Is that going to cost the Jets? And I'm not even sure what's going on here. I've heard a secondary whistle, but it's a free kick to the University of New South Wales. Chloe Landau is going ape droppings. They've called for a handball and they've got it. And look at the position for this free kick. Angelique Aristidou. And didn't see much about it there in the replay. Stephen showed me the YouTube clip. Oh, wow. Kiva Bray's going to have to be on her danger here as Aristidou. That was a really tame free kick. She tried to place it rather than hit it with pace. Collins now plays it. And that should be a Jets throw. Should be. And it is. 4 minutes to go in the first half. I think we'll have some significant stoppages here, I'd say. There's been 3 really decent injuries for UNSW. Bates back to Bray. Bray's touch. I guess spillage in that 5th minute. I wouldn't say it was the easiest catch, but goalkeeper's always got the advantage with the height and the reach. That led to the first goal from Aristidou, and then a marvellous chip from Collins in the 39th. Aristidou squaring it. Santos. Oh, if this stays in, the Jets are a go here. Preston Poole needed to go harder. Sharp's in the middle, back to Collins. If she gets past the first defender, which she does, tried to play it through the legs. He's got it now, goes back to Landau. Might have to go all the way wide here. And they set this up, Newcastle, through Zoe Karapetis. Sharp. And it's cut out by Singh. Back to Plesos, who plays that one into touch. This is setting up a wonderful second half. Both sides have something really big to play for this evening. The permutations for a loss for the Jets are going to be fatal. And for Uni New South Wales, a loss will probably mean that they'll have Mad Monday a little bit earlier than they'd like. Sarah Langman's been superb in goal, but she couldn't stop the chip. She made a magnificent stop against Duggan a minute before. I've got a bit of a GoPro on on me at the moment. I can't wait to play that back. Set the face to stunned when Sarah Langman stopped that. 2 minutes remaining in this first half. I really hope you're enjoying all this action. This is a tremendous game. Absolute privilege to bring it to you on the Football New South Wales channel. Stephen Roberts doing a marvellous job on the camera. Duggan with the skills to get past Aristodulu. Collins plays it back looking for the 1-2. Just didn't make enough pace on it. Landau, who's been marvellous in this game, has really driven her girls to a little bit better than where they are at the moment in the ladder. And that was a little bit of a push there on Trudy Camilleri. I believe that was Alexis Collins' 7th or 8th goal of the season. And that's to go with 9 goals last year from 20 games, so she's been really consistent, the 17-year-old. Outstanding player. She's got so much potential in the game. An A-League club would be loving to pick her up. She does it pretty much one out every week, Alexis. So if you're a scout watching, you really have to watch what she does off the ball. It is an absolute privilege to watch her play football. Angelica Aristodulu, the skills to get it to Kasakia was superb. Yamahata, can they get a late goal here, UNSW? Singh, she's been a little bit off the pace, Sonali Singh. Limon dove in, did well against Karapetis. Preston Pool's been good out on the wing. It's been a very good duel against Georgia Plesos. Camilleri's throw to Jasmine Limon. That's a lovely touch to Camilleri. Smith's in the middle, trying to wriggle past Karapetis. Karapetis stuck to the task. Did well, just couldn't get it off the defender. Anyone interested in the Northern New South Wales NPL playoff? It's 2-1 to the Bluebells at half-time. Crofton, who's been really good this year, the 18-year-old from the Byron Bay Football Academy. It's a little bit like 6 1/2 dozen the other there, but the referees decided to give that one to Uni New South Wales, and fair enough. We're into the 30th second of injury time here. My estimate would be 3 to 4 minutes. And when Stephen Roberts nods his head and agrees, you're generally all right. Can say some outrageous things up here in the cherry picker. Don't know if it's the heights or the fact I'm really scared of them. Camilleri with the kick. It's a nice high ball. Aristodulu waits for it to come down and waited too long. Just couldn't sit for her. She was looking to volley. And she plays it off Crofton for a corner. Hoping Statsman might tell me how many corners there have been for Uni New South Wales. He's staring very much intently at Angelica Aristodulu. That was almost Van de Ven style, clearing it. Claiming a handball there on Sharp. Referee waves it away. Second minute of injury time in this first half. Jets have played really well this evening. UNSW have played their role. Two very talented sides out there. One looking to play finals, one looking to survive and avoid the drop. Crofton to Preston Pool. Needs to get out of trouble. Tried to play it out of the way, but turned it over. Aristodulu on a wide run, just didn't get it. Santos, Aristodulu's very wide here. They might go to her. Crofton almost fouled. 1-2 back to Santos. Keeper should come out here and claim, and she will. It wasn't a back pass. I reckon she could pick that up pretty safely, but she goes to Karapetis, who goes out to Throlfo, who's been serviceable. Long ball, Collins to Chase. Chase she does. She's got the speed. Yamahata had the guile and the positioning. Preston Poole takes it back, runs past Plesos. Couple of plays in the box for the Jets. And that is a goal kick. We've played 3 minutes of injury time here, and not that I take stoppages, but there wouldn't be a lot more than a minute, I'd say, if that. So Angelique Christodoulou with the goal in the 5th minute. Alexis Collins with the equaliser in the 39th. And it's 1-1 at the moment. Jets need the win to go up to 83 championship points, which will put them 1 point behind Olympic. And if Olympic lose both their games in today's fixture, it'll be 1 point the difference in the club championship for second last to last, which will be unbelievably fascinating. Karapetis now. That's a ball in hope to Preston Poole. She's quick, but she isn't that quick. Mackenzie Preston Poole, who played in the national championships this year, and I believe she scored 6 goals in the championships. She scored 4 in one game against South Australia, if my memory serves me correctly. Marvellous performance. Surely she got the match ball. Duggan. Jasmine Limon did well. Half-time here at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. Angelique Christodoulou's 5th minute goal cancelled out by Alexis Collins in the 39th minute. It's 1-1 here between the Jets and UNSW. Join us in about 10 or 15 minutes for the second half. Can the Jets get the win they need to stay up in season 2025? Or can Uni New South Wales get their win to put themselves in finals contention? We'll see you shortly. Welcome back to Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. It's 1-1 here between the Jets and Uni New South Wales. Ashley Borg and Stephen Roberts for the Football New South Wales YouTube page. Second half just about to get underway. In the big game for the Newcastle Jets, they're chasing Sydney Olympic and they're currently behind 1-0 to Apia Leichhardt. It's 2-0 to the Gladesville Ravens, and Manly and Illawarra at 0-0 early on in the second half. So Uni New South Wales kicking right to left in the black strip as Plessos gets her first touch. We'll get a bit of a closer look at Georgia Plessos and Mackenzie Preston-Poole in this second half. And it's a throw into Newcastle. That one looked like it came off Uni New South Wales. Well, they're going to need everything to go their way in this second half. A draw won't be catastrophic if Sydney Uni don't win or draw today. It actually won't be the worst thing, but the win will be so good if they could get it. Uni New South Wales really need this for the finals. That's a good ball and unlucky. Now, that's got to be, it was an out ball and then it looked like a foul on Chloe Smith. So the referee had a decision to make then, whether the foul happened first or whether the ball went out first. Sonali Singh telling the Newcastle Jets player, I think that's Isabella Throlfo where the ball went out. She probably needs to do a little bit more worrying about defending, I'd say. Plessos, hack around the corner there from Singh. Bates back to Bray for an early touch. And normal service resumes. Landau tried to play it. They're going to need to press a little bit harder in this second half, Uni New South Wales, I think, because I think for mine they allowed the Jets a little bit too much room and they were able to play. And when the Jets play, they're very good. It's just at this level of competition, they don't get the time to do it. Singh's a little bit frustrated there. Throlfo trying to shield this out. Preston-Poole needs to play it. Singh's trying to get it back. Well, I reckon there would have been some stern words from either Michael Ball or Luke Richardson at half-time because they really want to get into the finals, the Uni New South Wales girls. And that performance against the Jets in the first half won't be good enough. And the Jets were very good in that first half. I think Sam Griffin will be saying to the girls, you just need to keep sticking to what we've been doing, because what they did in that first half was good enough to get the win. Nice work from Chloe Smith. Plessos, ball in. It's loose. If it was Kasaki that was playing that well. They tried to release Orlando on the outside, but well read from Haristadouli. So the big game the Jets will be looking at, and this is purely from a Jets point of view, will be Sydney Olympic versus Apia. They can stay at least level as we go back to the live action here. This is Camilleri off the far post. That could have been handball, or it was off the hand. They got away with it, the Jets. I think it was more ball to hand than hand to ball. Referees, gee, they don't get the VAR in this comp. And obviously we don't have that technology, but it's pressure. Ball in, Smith tried to turn it. Dundas cleared it. Collins kept it in, but thought she did, the 17-year-old, but it wasn't enough. Going to have to keep their wits about them. Santos was really good in the first half, but she turned that over. Middle of the park now, Camilleri. Spreading it wide. That was Kasakia. Turned it over to Preston-Poole, who plays it back to Throlfo. Throlfo, big step around. Over the top, but there's no one there for Newcastle. This is all Yamahata. Well done to take possession away. Preston-Poole outside of the foot to Collins. Gee, the bounce of the ball was good there. Chloe Smith to Limon. Camilleri turn and shot. Goes for the handball call, but not there. Singh, Limon, That should be out, and I reckon that is a corner. They're not happy in the UNSW bench. Assistant referee gave it a goal kick. Not sure why the referee couldn't have made that decision himself. He was right there. Geez, a good crowd across in the other field. I can tell you, I've still got wonderful memories of the Bluebells winning that penalty shootout. The crowd there was enormous. There would have been at least 2,000 at West Wall's End that afternoon. Grand final day of the AFL in 2023, that was. That should be a foul against Collins, and it is against Yamahata. Gee, she's had a tough task tonight, Aya Yamahata. Coming up against one of the most promising young strikers in football in New South Wales, the 28-year-old. Throlfo with the free kick. I wonder if they'll drive it long or whether they'll play it short. UNSW are in a formation already. Nice square ball. I think the Bluebells have scored again, so West Wall's End doing the business so far. 3-1 up. This is Karapetis. Runs herself into a cul-de-sac and then turns it over Smith. The control is the problem, but she's gone past Dundas, who did well. I thought she did enough, but in the end she fouled. Dundas has to be careful on a yellow card. That'll be catastrophic if she is given her marching orders. Absolutely catastrophic. She is so pivotal to what happens with this team. Mariam Mostagimi over the free kick now for Uni New South Wales. Headed across. Bray will take it. Trying the quick release here. That was a rush clearance back from Duggan to Bates. Harista Dulu almost stepped in and did enough to cause Wallandau to miskick it. Turn over the ball to Collins. Now, Collins is good enough from here to make something happen. Gave it to Sharp. That ball to Preston Poole is too wide. Singh did well to hold it. Right on the line. That was very well controlled. And I thought she'd done enough, Georgia Plessos, but just couldn't keep it in. Even Stevens here at Lake Macquarie. Challenges are a little bit harder now. Both sides sense that there needs to be more. Smith got it in. Camilleri. That's a corner. Good pressure from Uni New South Wales. This is going to be a really important corner. That's a decent ball to the penalty spot. Wasn't cleared, but it is now. And that's very well done by Uni New South Wales, especially Georgia Plessos. Harista Dulu. Throlfo kicks it out for another corner. Short corner. Harista Dulu. I think she's run out of real estate there, and the assistant referee agrees with me. I'm not sure what's happened here, but the referee's just put the whistle, put the watch to his hand and said, I'm going to give some time. I think it's a substitution. Not a bad one here from Uni New South Wales. Sonali Singh's come off. We're just going to see it comes on. I think that's Alira Toby, just by looking at her. I've seen her a few times before. So I think it's 13 for 12. Or 12 for 13. I've just got to confirm that. But we will in a few minutes as Yamahata, Messi, Preston Poole needs a good touch. Dundas needs to be composed. Did well, but ran out of space. She's claiming she was held. And it is Alira Toby that's on the field. So confirming the substitution for Uni New South Wales, it's 13 Sonali Singh off and 12 Alira Toby on for Uni NSW. Preston Poole needs to go wide. She had a player on there in Landau. Oh, Camilleri with strength. Good ball, Haristadulu. This will be a clash with Bates. Haristadulu got a foot in there on Bates. That may go too far. Karapetis probably could have let it go, but she wasn't sure. And she puts it onto field 2. Tell you what, this is probably the coldest evening I've been at Lake Macquarie all season, and that includes the absolute downpour we had. That would have been about, 8 to 10 weeks ago, I reckon, when we had about 80 millimetres of rain in an evening. It was unbelievable. I've never been on a cherry picker with that much rain. I've never been up high in that much rain in my life. It was rather a decent evening. Nice touch, Collins. Now she's got someone wide. I think this is Chloe Landau. They're streaming through here. Preston Poole. Collins is going to put the pressure on. Langman needs to get rid of it. That's over the top of Throlfo, is it? No. Dundas's touch wasn't there. Throlfo puts it back in the mixer. Langman's going to claim it. So a few tense moments there for both sides. So we're into the 11th minute of the second half. That'll be 56 minutes for anyone that's got a mathematical brain. Sometimes mine goes missing in this cold weather up on the cherry picker. But it is 56 minutes. And nice wide ball. Plessos has taken a greater role in this second half. Smith running in. Bray needs to come, and it gets to her before Smith can do any damage. That's a good throw. My goodness, that's a good throw. Cut off by Mostagimi. Santos, who had a brilliant first half. Yamahata. Smith, the touch. No one's covering Plessos. Maybe Preston Poole. She's just being exposed at the moment. And that touch was wide. I believe it was Toby. A warning sign for the Jets. Signal of intent from Uni New South Wales. They want to be in the finals in season 2025, and only a win will do it today. Loose ball, Sharp. Well, Landau's out. She's wide. Actually, this is Duggan. Duggan's very wide here. Being chased by Mostagimi, cutting back inside. Sharp, she could shoot here. Tried to take it on. She should have shot it first time. Not sure why the shot wasn't the option. She had the time. Collins is probably just saying to her, just compose yourself and have a dip. Our survival's at stake here. Dundas did well to cut out from Trudy Camilleri. Duggan, not sure what she's done. I think she's played it off the Uni New South Wales player. And that being Angelique Haristadulu. She was brilliant in the first half as well, Angelique. Touch from Sharp. Assistant referee agrees with Angelique Harist, actually agrees with Sky Kasakia, and he says that is offside against the Jets. Hope you're enjoying all the action from the comfort of your living room, the iPads or tablets, your laptop, or just streaming it off YouTube on a smart TV. That's what I normally do when I'm at home. Got the old smart TV at home, and it streams YouTube beautifully off there. Well, if you're here at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility watching on YouTube, I dare say you're as cold as I am right now. It is absolutely freezing up here. The girls won't be cold though. They've been moving around at 100 miles an hour. Mackenzie Preston Poole has played a wonderful first half. She's just giving Plessos a little bit too much space for mine when they're in the defensive end. She's been able to run off her at different opportunities. Karapetis to Throlfo. Throlfo now looking upfield. Sharp made the run. Cut out by Yamahata, who gave it to Limon, who touched it to Kaza Kia. Angelique Haristadulu now. Toby with one of her first touches. can hear the coaching staff from Uni New South Wales urging the players on to finals tilt at stake. Bladesville Ravens still 2 to the good. Manly 1-0 up against Illawarra. That'll do some things for the table. Plessers has gotten away from Preston Poole again, but didn't get there. Yamahata's ball didn't get there. Preston Poole was in the right space. Can she release? Probably held it a bit too long. Dundas was hesitant, but she eventually got it. So Manly at the moment on a live ladder go to 42 points. That'll put them into finals. Kasakia copped one. And that was Crofton, I think. That'll be a yellow card. Don't know why Chloe Willandow's being shown the ticket. She wasn't even there. If Chloe Willandow's been given a yellow card, she wasn't even there. Not sure what happened there. Arpia Leichhardt still 1 to the good against Sydney Olympic. 65 minutes gone in that game. That'll please the Jets fans. So Manly versus Illawarra, that'll be 42 points to Manly. They'll jump past Uni New South Wales into 5th. The Rams are 1-0 to the good against Bulls FC. That's a big result. Bulls FC are on top. And if MacArthur hold that, they'll be safe from relegation, I reckon, in NPL New South Wales because it goes off club championship. Yamahata with a big effort from a long way out. And you'll have to do a bit more than that to beat Kiva Bray. Western Sydney Wanderers, they don't have a scoreline up on the top of their graphics there. Bit of a rarity. And it's Mount Druitt Town 1, Western Sydney Wanderers 0. Just came up on screen, 58 minutes there. So some interesting scorelines if you're a follower of NPL New South Wales. This ball's out. It's a good ball to Smith. Just over a hedge. Probably needed about another half a foot. Threlfo carries. Nothing really forward for Newcastle at this point. Collins just holding a run. Preston Poole inside to Crofton. Dangerously back for Bates, who's got safety in Karapetis. They've been a lot more shored tonight. I did watch them last week against Mount Druitt, and they were fairly thumped, to be fair. That should have been a foul, but no. And the ref gives it in the end. And staying down on the deck there is Jasmine Limon, who was quite badly hurt by the challenge. The 23-year-old who's played 19 games this year. She was a MacArthur Ram this time last year as part of the premiership. And she's in a much better place now than where the Rams are. That's for sure. The Rams are fighting for survival, but they're 1-0 up at the moment. The club championship stakes, and I'll only say the bottom 3 because it's really just pertinent to the Jets and the Olympic fans. The Rams at the moment will be on 111 points. Sydney Olympic are on 84, and the Jets at the moment, if this result holds, with their under-23s result, will be on 75. So they'll be 9 points behind with 2 games to go. This is a good ball in. Collins had a dip, was well marshalled. Threlfo needs to put this back in the mixer or maybe even touch it in. I think she just played it. Oh, if you're a West Walls End fan, tell you what, it's 4-1. I know it doesn't make much to anyone in Sydney, but that's a big result here in northern New South Wales. That's almost killed off the tie. But they do have to go back to Toronto Awabba's home ground. Great skill, Dundas, to get out of trouble. Preston Poole made the run, but she didn't honour it then, Dundas. I thought maybe she could have. The ball from Karapetis set up the goal before, and that quarterback-like style kick up forward almost set Preston Poole up then. So we've had only 1 substitution so far. No done for the Jets yet. They've got Charlotte Lowry, Aaliyah Kilroy, who's a real superstar, real little star in the making. As Sharp goes into Collins. Sharp just need to keep going then. Preston Poole. I dare say Preston Poole off for Kilroy may be the sub. I just don't know what obviously Sam Griffin's thinking. Sophie Howarth's also on the bench. Michaela Clifton, who kept the Jets alive 2 weeks ago with a stunning goal in her first game. First 15 minutes of being in NPL New South Wales, and she scored against Sydney Olympic. Collins' touch. And Charlie Fay, who really played well in the reserve grade about an hour ago. Preston Poole going past Plesos, needs to put a ball in. Langman was in the right space at the right time. She's been good tonight, Mackenzie Preston Poole's probably the best game I've seen her play at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. Well, we're into the 20th minute of the second half, nearly at halfway. That should just go harmlessly back to the keeper if they let it. Oh, almost a mix-up there. Toby was on the hammer. Turnover. This could be disastrous. Toby, the square ball. Oh, that's desperate. Emma Bates, with absolute desperation, got in the way and turned her own mistake into a corner. The lesser of the two evils, I'm sure. Corner to the Uni New South Wales. This is dangerous. They've had a lot of corners tonight. Good ball in. Headed away. And Camilleri touches it back. Plesos with the rush. And Yamahata at the back stick was really cranky just then. She's waving the hands around, gesturing all sorts there to Georgia Plesos. Still at 1-1. If you've just joined us, 66 minutes. Time's on your screen. I'm going off my watch. Good series of touches. Camilleri's been really good in midfield. Been a lot of good players tonight, really. It's really tough to pick a 3-2-1, if I'm being honest. Some terrific footballers out there. Misplayed by Plesos, but she'll get this back, I'd say, after Smith gets it. So Plesos has time. Throlfo. Ball's in. Good defending, Karapides. Oh, that could have been dangerous as Smith came across. Sharp. Needed to be better. Dundas. Composure. Collins is set off. That ball just wasn't there. It was on, but it wasn't where it needed to be. Dundas. Shaping. Looking. Wonderful switch ball. Duggan's pass to Willandau was nigh on impossible for her to get. And that ball's gone out. Not sure if there's a substitution. Not yet. So 68th minute of this match. Real turning point. Real cutthroat scenario. That's intelligent. Over the top to Collins. Here's a chance for the young Jets. Oh, she flushed it over the bar. Wow. That was almost something out of nothing. Could have been 2-1 Newcastle just then. Langman really say she would have had the heart in the mouth then, the keeper. Crofton. Not a good ball. Kasakia cuts it. Here's Angelique Aristodoulou. Marcella Santos. That was silky to get out of a corner. Trudy Camilleri. Aya Yamahata. Chloe Smith goes back to Mariam Mostagini. Into Trudy Camilleri. Camilleri got it back. Plesos out wide. Something brewing here for Uni New South Wales, perhaps. Getting into the box. Bray saves at the near post. Spills. This is real danger here for Newcastle. Toby from distance. Over the bar. Bray's hands. A couple of occasions. Haven't given her the best of security. Layla Sharp coming off for Newcastle in the 70th minute. Just waiting to see who that is. It may actually be Michaela Clifton. No, this is Aaliyah Kilroy. So my predicted substitution wasn't there. So Aaliyah Kilroy comes into midfield for Layla Sharp. Layla Sharp played a really good shift. So Toronto get one back if you're into the Northern New South Wales game. It's 4-2 over there. Bit of a goal fest. Here's an interception now. Kilroy made it. Oh, could have been a foul, and it is. She did well there. 2-0 to Gladesville Ravens still. And it's still 1-0. Actually, that one's not live. That one's a little bit out of the way. So, Collins couldn't latch onto the pass. Just having a quick look to see if we can get a score. It's actually now 3-0 to Apia Leichhardt over Sydney Olympic. So if the Jets can get the win, my goodness gracious, it'll set up the last 2 rounds. Oh, lovely touch. Collins has got Preston Poole. Preston Poole can take one. Deflected. Langman got in the way. Good goalkeeping. Kept the wits about her. Jets are starting to put some pressure on Uni New South Wales now. Maybe they've found out that they're 3-0, that Apia Leichhardt's 3-0 to the good against Sydney Olympic. The club championship at the bottom end of the table is going to be a great race if this result holds. Good ball. Square up. Smith! Oh! Gee, she did everything but hit the target, but there was some good defending there from Emma Bates. Corner Uni New South Wales. This game could literally go either way. This has been a stunning contest here at Lake Macquarie. And we've still got 20 minutes to go. Corner taken. Ball comes in. Snapshot, Camilleri. It's come off the pinball. It's almost like a pinball machine in there. So many players it could bounce off. Jets holding firm. Same with Uni New South Wales. The result is probably better for the Jets than it is Uni New South Wales because Sydney Olympic are getting thrashed against Apia Leichhardt. So the draw will actually be okay. 9 points the difference with 2 rounds to go means 1 first grade win will give the Jets relative safety. So Apia Leichhardt doing the job for Newcastle. Now it's up to the Jets girls to make it happen. Smith, who's been superb up front. Great target player. Limon in the back. Trudy Camilleri, who's been steady as a rock. That's a top ball. That's onside. Bray, oh, that was classy from Kiva. Kiva the Diva did very well. And it's a throw into the Jets. Wow. Kiva Bray went and visited her old school during the week last week as part of a Sydney Sixers tour. She went to St Joseph's at Denman. And, served it right up to her, primary school, old primary school classmates. Just remembering she's in year 10, playing for the Sydney Sixers. Good tackle, that's play on. Oh, I thought it was play on. He had the whistle to his mouth though, and yeah, I do have to agree with the ref. It was a collision of feet rather than a collision with the ball. Camilleri. Plesos getting into the game, Georgia Plesos. Challenges coming in. Preston Poole starting to tire. You don't blame her. She has done a ton of work on the wing, being one of Newcastle Jets' best players. Limon, who looks like she's playing at right back now. Looks like they've gone to a back 3, Uni New South Wales. Collins out wide. I think this is Wallandow. Takes on the player, did well. Has 2-on-1 in the box if she can get it in there. Tried to do too much. I thought the first time ball would have been better. That could be a free kick, actually. And it is. Disgusted is how that player was there for Uni New South Wales. And that was Marcella Santos. She thought she did enough. And Chloe Willandow's down for Newcastle. Really dangerous position this for Newcastle Jets. We're into the 30th minute of the second half. That puts us at 75 minutes. We're into the final quarter. Sydney Olympic will have to conjure up some sort of miracle to come back from 3-0 down against Apia Leichhardt. Wouldn't imagine that's going to happen in a month of Sundays. Apia Leichhardt will go top of the table if the other result holds. Who would have thought that a few weeks ago? MacArthur Rams just checking that result as well as we've got the injury. And this is a big one if Chloe Willandow stays down. She's a top player. It's currently MacArthur Rams 1, Bulls FC 0, 70th minute. So if the results hold in those two games, Apia Leichhardt will be your new league ladder leaders with 2 weeks to go. The Illawarra Stingrays, they were trailing Manly as well. So this Final Four is not settled. It is nowhere near it. Just checking Western Sydney. Western Sydney Wanderers well, there's a goal being scored. There's a couple have been scored. Western Sydney Wanderers 1, Mount Druitt 2. So at the moment, Mount Druitt are 46 points from 23 games played. They've got a game in hand and they'll be level with Bulls FC. Apia will be 48 points, so they'll be 2 points clear. I just want to see what's happened in the Manly United Illawarra game. That one's not the right game. Still got to play it down. Manly, let's see. Manly at 80 minutes are 1-0 up against Illawarra. So, bit of quick maths. Manly will go to 42 points. Illawarra will be 44 points in 4th. Mount Druitt will be 46 points in 3rd. Bulls FC will be 46 points in 2nd. And Apia will be 48 points in 1st place. So Uni New South Wales need to get cracking. They need this win. Otherwise, their chance at finals, I reckon, will be gone if they don't win this evening. 13 minutes to go here at Lake Macquarie. Free kick to Newcastle. Dangerous position. Sarah Langman handles it with absolute skill. Bates has got some work to do. Camilleri travelling. Plesos to the left-hand side. Feeds Toby. Toby cuts back in. Has a go. Brady makes the save. Chloe Smith came in to see if she could affect anything. That was a good fast break from UNSW. Camilleri once again cuts off. Pass wasn't great. Harista Dulu did well to retrieve for UNSW. Trudy Camilleri now. Gee, she's a good player. Harista Dulu. Smith, good defending. Oh, well done there, Threlfo. Got in front of Plesos. Gee, that's good from Isabella Threlfo. 12 minutes to go. A win will be so good for either side. It won't be catastrophic for the Jets. Sydney Olympic are losing 3-0. A draw will be okay for Newcastle at this point. Collins needs to feed wide, needs to look wide, does now. Kilroy's on her own in the middle. Preston Poole just needs to find her. Oh, it was too hard. Unlucky. Unlucky. They made the right run. Collins fed Preston Poole well. Might be a sign of fatigue from her. She's had a really good game, Mackenzie Preston Poole. The cross was just too much. Kilroy had no one on her. Marcella Santos has Toby. Chloe Smith has absolutely gone bang and flown into the box. Wonderful challenge. Chloe Willandow's. And it's a goal kick. Trudy Camilleri's just got 8 droppings at the referee, and she's going to get a yellow card for her trouble. Well, I can tell you, I've got Maltese heritage, and I reckon that was Maltese rage right there. Trudy Camilleri in the book.
I tend to agree with Trudy, and she's still going. I tend to agree with her. The tackle made the ball go out, not the UNSW player. But we'll digress. And we'll let things go. This is Toby. Preston Poole needed to go out. This should be handled by the defence. And Bray will take it. Marnie Duggan. Needed to get past Camilleri. She's steaming now, Camilleri. Crofton. Bit of open space now for the Jets. Oh, that's not a good ball. Unfortunate. Not sure what Sam Griffin needs to make some substitutions here. Bring on some fresh players. Just been some passes that look a little tired. Kilroy isn't one of them. She's just come onto the field. Yamahata, that's come off Kilroy, I reckon. Assistant referee and the referee combined to give it to the Jets. 9.5 minutes to go until injury time. Kilroy did okay. Kasakia did very well to get in the middle. She's been good, Sky Kasakia. So is this player. Bit of a falcon there off Jets player. Preston Poole against Plesos. It's been a wonderful duel. Plesos's opposite numbers, Zoe Karapetis holding firm. Throlfo. So many stories to be written, so many tales to be told, and another few chapters to be written here in the NPL New South Wales for season 2025. And the chapters just keep on getting written. Kilroy gets it through the gap to Duggan. Preston Poole and Collins. Collins has gotten in the gap. Collins turns, steadies. No, she was held back. I thought she was held back. Referee said play it. That could be a crucial decision. She looked as though her arm was taken and she was pulled away from the football. Similar to one decision a couple of weeks ago, which actually didn't cost the Jets the game, but it contributed to the loss against RPL Leichhardt. Let that one play. Harista Dulu, good ball. Camilleri coming in. Gee, she's done some work, Trudy Camilleri. She's such a workhorse. So if you want the results for all the games, I'll just hold here at the moment. Steaming in, defence holding. Can Willandau keep it in? She did. Cross to Crofton. Crofton needs to get rid of it. Collins' touch was superb. Her second one drew the defender. It's 3-on-2 here. The Jets need to make this happen. And Collins went for the 1-2 with Duggan, but she is absolutely spent, Marnie Duggan. It would have been better to come out to the right-hand side. It was 2-on-1. They're serving it up here, Newcastle to UNSW. Oh, Kilroy nearly took it off the feet of Yamahata. Langman just gets it upfield, says, girls, I need it away from me for a few minutes. Oh, that's terrific from Yamahata. Plesos. There's still another goal in this game, one thinks. Karapetis did that stylishly. Don't know if it was stylish or whether she tripped over herself, but I'll say stylish for her. Kilroy needs a good touch. It was loose. Kasakia has a chance. It opens up for Sky. And the defence are going to scramble to keep this in. And they'll take it out of play, but only for a throw. 6.25 minutes to go at Lake Macquarie. It's still 1-1 between the Jets and UNSW. A point is not the worst result now, given Sydney Olympic are being beaten by 3-0. Kasakia, Camilleri can strike. That one's wide. They sense urgency as well. The results haven't gone their way tonight, Uni New South Wales. A draw will only put them on 41 points. Fourth place is 46. 44, actually. Sorry for the poor maths. So they're a fair way out with 2 to go. They need this win. Aristidulu can take a shot, does take the shot, hits it over the bar. So Manly in front of Illawarra at the moment. If that holds, Illawarra will be fourth on 44 points. UNSW will be 3 points back on 41 if this result stays. If they win, they're only a point outside the 4. So it is massive now. Not a bad ball, but doing really well is Kasakia. Preston Poole needs composure. Did enough. So many ricochets. Dundas was fouled. Play on, says the ref. And now he's going to give it the other way. Dundas not happy with it, but she knows that a second yellow card would mean she's done. Referee's been very good tonight. He's had a lot of pressure decisions to make. A lot. Not easy being a referee, I can tell you that. I did over 300 first grade games as an AFL umpire, and I can tell you, umpiring and refereeing is not easy. It is thankless. You are always the blame when something goes wrong, and you're the first person people look to when something doesn't happen the way they think it should. So if you think I'm critical of referees, I absolutely am not. I want to actually go on record and say thank you to every referee that puts on a blue, red, whatever shirt they wear, carries a flag and has a whistle. You all do a wonderful job. You are under the toughest of pressure every time you step out onto a field. Takes a lot of courage. Marcella Santos, the injured player, clutching her hip. Plesos over the football with Mostagimi. This is not a bad ball, right into the mixer. Well, Landau just hacks it away. Gets a bit of space for her team and herself. Oh, she's hobbling really badly, Marcella Santos. Really badly. She can't get moving. She may have to go off. That's a real shame. She's been terrific tonight. Crofton to Preston Poole. There's a run on here for Collins. It's too late. Really too late. Unfortunate. Lemon cups it off. Kasakia, Dundas got in the way. Limon. Bates needs to be really calm here. Needs to pick the right option. She's on now. I thought she was going off for a set. It's like Lazarus from the dead. She's come back on. Came off Preston Poole and it's a UNSW throw. Santos did well. Ball over the top. Bray's going to catch it. There's a player on her own here. This is Marnie Duggan. Collins might peel off. She's just taking too long to release Duggan, unfortunately. Willandau to Collins. Preston Poole's all on her own here on the wing. Needs to see her, Collins. Needs to give it. Needs to give it to Preston Poole. I don't know why she didn't use Mackenzie Preston Poole. She was all on her own. Alexis Collins just needed to look up. Unlucky there for the Jets. A real chance. Looks like some Cohiba players are underneath me here from northern New South Wales. I think that is. And in any sense, we've got 2 minutes to go here until the end of this one. Substitution on the field. And we have player number 29, Daniela Nakari, who's come onto the field for UNSW. Just see who the substituted player is in a minute. Oh, good ball. Kilroy's got a chance. Needs to get in between, and Mostagimi did well. Daniela Nakari, 18 years old, sparingly used sub for first grade. I think this is, 6th or 7th game this year used as a sub. Daniela Nakari into the mixer with a minute and a half to go. The draw won't be catastrophic for either side given the results, but it will make UNSW's job that little bit harder. Kilroy's just going in. I think that's her second yellow card, is it? I think that's her second yellow card. I think Kilroy's in trouble. I think it's her second yellow. Is it? I'm not sure. It is I'm certain it's her second yellow. And Aaliyah Kilroy's being sent off for a second yellow card. 30 seconds to go until full time, and the Jets have to do it with 10. And I reckon there's at least 3 to 5 minutes in it. Oh, this will be catastrophic for Newcastle if they let this go. Kilroy's distraught. She didn't feel like she did a lot wrong. Just a shoulder. She's devastated, Aaliyah. Oh, it's so heartbreaking to watch. No one likes to get sent off. Camilleri, backstick Plessos. Can they do it like they did on Wednesday night? They have. Oh, my goodness. Heartbreak for Newcastle Jets. It was coming. And the send-off has been the catalyst. Oh, that's devastating for Newcastle, but magnificent for UNSW. It's 2-1 to the away side. And they're only a point off the finals. Substitution for Newcastle. It's all gone wrong in the last half minute. They did it on Wednesday night against Mount Druitt, and they've done it to the Jets here. UNSW, they're the masters of the final minute fling. The ball went to the bat stick. Plessos put it into the mix-up. Bray just couldn't get to it, unlucky. And we'll have to see who the goal scorer is after the game. I couldn't quite get it. And I'm not really prepared to make a guess either, because you just don't want to get that wrong. So be tuned to Football New South Wales YouTube page, and also the Dribble page, as well as the Football New South Wales website for the goal scorer. My guess was Alira Toby, but if any, and that's at a real speculative guess either. They all went into the mixer, and it was tough to see. They've all gone to Daniela Nakari, that's number 29, but didn't quite think it was her. But we'll try and clarify that. Well, it's the worst possible result for Newcastle right now. They were in the game. They had the point. They were going to close in on Sydney Olympic. And unfortunately, they're going to come away possibly with nothing for all their hard work. Union New South Wales have stuck to the task. They've been threatening, and the class in the end has just proven too much. We've still got a couple of minutes to go. Preston pull wide. Karapetis travelling forward at speed. She really wants to make a difference. That ball missed everybody, and it ended up with Plessos. Dundas playing right at the back. They'll have to go forward. This is the 3rd minute of injury time now. Preston Poole tried to get in there. Plessos, who's been wonderful. Her second half has really made a difference. They're calling a sub now, and this will be to take some time off the clock. 3 minutes has elapsed in injury time. Still trying to work out who scored this goal. Chloe Smith's had a wonderful shift, and it could have even been her that scored it. She's always in the mixer. There's a little bit of holding from both sides there. Play on, says the referee, and he's done pretty well with that all evening, really. Last chance for the Jets, possibly. Ball in, Collins waiting. Crofton just went in there at 100 miles an hour. Back in the mixer, Collins! Oh, she's just wide. So unlucky. That might have been it. They're going to take their time here now. I can confirm for you that the goal scorer was Chloe Smith, based on a replay I've just seen, and she's travelling off the field. She's delivered the heroics again. And being replaced by Isabella Stinazzani. Stinziani, sorry. Chloe Smith has scored a hat-trick and a double this season. She scored a hat-trick in round 1 against Northwestern Sydney Spirit. Advantage being played here by the ref. Chloe Smith's 90th minute goal. I don't think she'll have scored too many more important goals than that one to keep Uni New South Wales's finals hopes alive. We are into the 5th minute of injury time, and Uni New South Wales now, this is a professional last 5 minutes if ever I've seen it. This is exactly what good sides do. Good ball. Camilleri's right in there. And heartbreak for the Newcastle Jets. Uni New South Wales, they get it done at the death for the second time in 4 days. Chloe Smith with a 90th minute finish to defeat the Newcastle Jets, who are so game. Alexis Collins got a goal back after 39 minutes after Angelique Haristodoulou opened the scoring in the 5th minute from a goalkeeper mishandle. And that was 1-1 at half-time. The ball went into the mixer after Aaliyah Kilroy was sent off in the 88th minute for a second yellow card. And then the ball went into the mixer. It came back off Georgia Plesos. And Chloe Smith was Janie on the spot to touch it home to make the final score here at Lake Macquarie Football Facility. Uni New South Wales 2, Newcastle Jets 1. The loss is disappointing and heartbreaking for the Jets, but it's not catastrophic just yet. They'll have 2 more games to peg back a 14-point deficit in the club championship. Uni New South Wales have got 2 games to peg back a 1-point deficit to get into the finals. It was a marvellous game. Sam Griffin's devastated. He's had a conversation with the referees. It was a wonderful game of football to watch, ladies and gentlemen. Played in great spirit. Aaliyah Kilroy, unfortunately, sent off in the harshest of circumstances. 2 yellow cards. And you see the stats on your screen now as we see the second game coming onto the pitch. The Kahaiba, I believe it, I'm not sure who the other team is, but once again, it was a marvellous game here at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility as the referees come off. They've done a really good job tonight. They should be proud of their performance. Uni New South Wales go home with the chocolates, and they're 1 point away from finals. Uni New South Wales 2, Newcastle Jets 1. Ashley Borg here for Football New South Wales. Borgie the broadcaster and Stephen Roberts. The Jets play Sydney Uni away from home next week, and Uni New South Wales play at home to Manly. Sydney Olympic play against Mount Druitt. So the Jets have still got it all to play for. Wow, the last 2 rounds are going to be fabulous and fascinating viewing, ladies and gentlemen. Don't miss a thing on the Football New South Wales YouTube page and the website. For now, from Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility, it's goodbye.